Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Game Master and welcome again to my channel. Well, with the recent release of Mighty Number 9 being a bit of a disappointment, and again I will reiterate, I don't think it's a terrible game, but to say that it was a bit underwhelming for all the hype and funding it got is an understatement. Oh well, I want to go take a look at what I do believe is Mighty Number 9's first appearance. What, you thought it was this? Well, you're dead wrong. I do believe it's this game called Mighty Gunvolt. Here is in which Beck is first used as a playable character. Now, I originally got this game free for the 3DS for being a backer for Mighty Number 9. However, I recently picked it up for the PC as part of the Steam summer sale because it was only $2 and there is some additional content to the PC. Plus, I wanted to play through this on a big screen, record it, and do a review for you guys. So, let's take a quick look. Alright, the story in this game makes no sense, and it's done that way on purpose. I should also say that I haven't played much of Azure Striker Gunvolt, which this game is obviously parodying. But the opening text really does make no sense. It's just full of typos and grammar errors, and it's purposely written that way. Basically, from what I gather, some evil corporation has stolen all the female students in an all-girls school. Now love is in quote danger, and it's up to Gunvolt, Beck, and Luco to get them back. While it mostly parodies Azure Striker Gunvolt stories, it has a few stages and enemies from the two other games. First is Mighty Number 9, which the PC version has two stages based on Mighty Number 9, and another game called Galgun, which is a Japanese-only game. Basically, in that game, this fairy screws up, shoots a boy too many times with love arrows, and now he has to fend off a whole army of female students. It's one of those, the Japanese have a really different sense of humor than us, and if it was ever released here, it would have been attacked by people like Anita Sarkeesian and other groups big time. But overall, the story really doesn't matter, and what is here is actually parodying 8-bit storylines, in which they never really mattered, and what text there was oftentimes so full of translation and English grammar errors that it was almost impossible to understand. Overall, the game does a good job in doing that, but I wouldn't mind if there was a little bit more of substance. And yeah, I know they're trying to parody here, but even old-bit NES games usually weren't that bad. Mighty Gunvolt tries to emulate a good old-fashioned 8-bit run-and-gun platformer in the vein of a Mega Man and does a somewhat decent job of doing it. First, you get to pick between 3 heroes, each with a different skill set. Gunvolt here can do double jumps, and his charges send out a wave of electricity that can really do damages to foes when he shoots them. But when he does this attack, he is stuck in one place, and therefore he is weak against counterattacks. Beck, on the other hand, can slide, and his charge attacks cause him to dash into enemies. And yeah, it does take a while to get used to this, because after playing Mega Man, where you expect charge shots to come out of the buster, having him slide into enemies is a little bit more challenging. Finally, this little fairy here with her charge shots can hypnotize the enemies into following her around and giving her some extra firepower. The game is set up kinda similar to Mega Man. You pick a stage from the menu and continue from there. The stages themselves are okay, they're not terrible or anything, but there is a lack of enemies or any real challenges to complete them. For an 8-bit throwback game, it sure is lacking in a lot of the chaos and hard challenges that you find in these games. And it just kinda comes off as feeling a little bit empty. The bosses, on the other hand, can be a real pain. The first one for Beck and Gunvolt, especially with this fire boss who can spam and repeat really cheap attacks. And he takes quite a bit of damage in order to take down. I'm not saying every boss is like this. There are a few fun ones like this man-eating plant thing here, but a lot of them are kind of lame. I should also mention that the PC version here has some bonus dungeons not found on the 3DS version. 2 are from Mighty Number 9, and another I would assume is from Galgun. There I do believe is another stage also based on Azure Striker Gunvolt as well. These bonus missions are for the most part fun. I love what they were trying to show off in the Mighty Number 9 stages, and the 8-bit highway stage is fun. But the bosses again are more brutal and not in a way that seems fair, even though these are nice bonuses though. Overall, the game tries to be an 8-bit platformer shooter and only exceeds so much. The fact that it doesn't quite have some of the really hardcore challenge that you found in those 8-bit platformers makes the gameplay just a little bit of a disappointment. It's still kind of charming and fun, but it is a little bit of a disappointment. The graphics are 8-bit and definitely have an old school feel to them, but since this was a portable game first, the sprites are actually set up to be more of a Game Boy Color game than an NES game, so things do get a little cramped. It's why you don't see a lot of enemies on screen, and it's a shame. If this had been trying to emulate more of an NES game with more hectic stages and platforming, we could have had an excellent throwback title here. What we get is still charming though, and definitely worth looking into, and it's the closest we will ever see to Beck being Mega Man with the way he looks and the way he plays in this game. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I might slam this game a little bit, but the graphics are charming. I do like the backgrounds, and I like the way the game's set up. It does have that throwback feel to it. It's just not really ready for prime time. The music is really good and really memorable. They're all 8-bit tracks, and while they may not be as good as a Mega Man game, they're still really fun to listen to, and the 8-bit soundtrack just gets stuck in your head. Here, take a listen. Alright, I can't really recommend this game for $5 that it's on Steam. For $5 you can go on to the Wii or the Wii U and pick up an actual NES game for $5 that will be a lot harder and will be made more to fit the screen than Mighty Gunvolt. That said, it's still a charming little gem. I did enjoy myself for the most part playing this game, even if it's a little bit short and a little bit on the easy side for the most part, and when it is challenging, it's challenging for the wrong reasons, but for the most part, I really did have fun. What I do suggest is putting this on your wish list on Steam, and when it goes on sale for $2 or less, pick it up then. But I don't really recommend you getting this for full price. Anyways, this is Tommy the Game Master thanking you for watching, but before you go, I would like you to subscribe to my channel. You guys have a nice day. I'll see you later.